Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Scrub Supreme, your coach for the Central Florida Cramorants, here today with Week 5 of the PML. Today we play against the New York Aqua Jets, coached by Praz Hippie, aka Alex the Great, and let's see how we do this week. Hope you all enjoy. And for this week, we brought Cheeto the Cramorant, Ted the Halucha, Tabasco the Wheezing, Mr. Fish the Gyarados, Liberty the Bronzong, and Slowking, Party Hat Slowking. Whereas Alex here brought Galvantula, Piloswine, Marowak, Escavalier, Hatterene, and Salamence. Was low-key afraid he was going to bring Ditto, which I'm glad he didn't. Looks like we can actually pull off a nice clean Cramorant sweep this week. So we're going to go ahead and lead off with our Bronzong, get up some screens action going. My goal for this whole league is to at least get one Cramorant sweep going. Alright, he goes and leads off to Galvantula. I'm expecting here sticky webs, so I'm just going to go ahead and start off with getting up some rocks, get some chip damage going off. Where he goes for the Volt Switch. One thing I didn't notice when I played the game was it's a Life Orb Galvantula. But we do get up our rocks as he goes into one thing to note, we did just do this on regular timer this week. I didn't have a chance to set up the live comp like we did last week, so it is only the 20-minute timer. He goes out into Piloswine, so we get free rocks. And from here, we're just going to go ahead and set up a Reflect, lower the physical damage. And he goes opts to get his own rocks up. Which, when I was building the team, I thought about giving Wheezing Defog, but I didn't really think I needed it, so I opted to give it Flamethrower instead, thinking he won't bring Escavalier, but just in case, you never know. Which, as you see, he brought Escavalier, so it didn't hurt too bad, but I do kind of wish I brought Defog. But and he goes into Escavalier. So we get up our light screen, so now we're both dual screens. We are decently protected against physical and special attacks. So we go out to swap, and I believe we're gonna go into Wheezing. I'm debating on either Slowking or Wheezing. Gyarados. He goes into the Dynamax kind of early, but hey. Goes for the Max Darkness, probably trying to hit Bronzong for some super effective damage, but Gyarados eats that up with the help of Reflect. What we do to get the special defense drop, and go back to Wheezing. That try and do some pivoting, go back to Gyarados, get some Intimidate drops again. At least that was the plan at first. Liberty takes nothing from that Max Steel Spike. He gets the defense raise. You see him debating whether going to Gyarados or Slowking. But we end up deciding on Wheezing. Getting up the Misty Surge. We brought Misty Surge Wheezing so we can get the Unburdened sweep going on with Hawlucha, which has the Misty Seed. And goes to Max Darkness. Wheezing eats it. Special defense drop, which whatever. Wheezing doesn't really have great special defense as it is. His Dynamax ends. And here we're just going to be clicking some flamethrowers. Kind of hoping for burns, but it doesn't really matter. It's just doing some damage. That does a decent chunk. He goes for Iron Head. Wheezing still eats that up. We do have the Reflect still up, and it is -1 thanks to Gyarados. Just go for another Flamethrower, see what we can do. Take some damage on whatever comes out if he decides to swap. I really enjoy the top hats on Wheezing in the Galarian form. He decides to swap back into Piloswine, which Flamethrower is not really going to do much to it, but it's still extra damage. And I'm expecting some kind of ground type attack, which Wheezing is not levitate, so I don't want to risk it. I'm checking right now to see how many turns left we have on Reflect and Light Screen. But I definitely don't want to risk Wheezing to still be out to eat whatever ground type moves. So we go back out to Bronzong. Like I said, expecting some Earthquake or Earth Power or whatever. And instead he goes for Stone Edge, which really doesn't do a lot to Bronzong as well. Reflect does go off, so we just put it right back. Swaps out, goes for Marowak, which Marowak under Trick Room really does mess up my team, so I'm kind of worried about this one. We get the Reflect up, whereas Light Screen fades away, and Misty Terrain also fades away. But we'll go for Light Screen. He's going to go to Poltergeist, I know here, so we're pretty much just sacking Bronzong, so nothing on my team really does eat one of those really well. So let Bronzong go down and get a free switch in. So we got Fresh Flex. And it's a free switch into Gyarados. And at this range, I'm pretty sure a Waterfall will knock it out. Just doing a quick calc on that before I make my decision. So yeah, we go for the Waterfall. As he opts to swap and goes out to Hatterene. So I know he's going to set up a Trick Room. And like I said, Marowak kind of messes up my team with Trick Room. It goes first for most of my team. I'm going to leave that up in the air for future part of this video. And Hatterene does take a +1 Waterfall, which is fine. He does get the Trick Room up. Well, we are going to go ahead and take care of the Hatterene here, so that way the Trick Room threat is gone after this one runs out. Yeah, to go to Psychic. Does a good chunk to Gyarados, but that's fine. It's fine. Waterfall's going to take out Hatterene. And there we go. We don't have to worry about Trick Room once this ends. But for the time being, we do have to worry about the Marowak. I am kind of surprised he didn't bring the Whimsicott Memento Trick Room play he brought a couple weeks ago against Kiwi, but I feel like if he did that, it would have really messed me up. Like I said, I don't really feel well against the Marowak with Poltergeist. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and click a Waterfall, knowing Marowak's going to take us out with the Thunder Punch. Which, even with the Reflect and all that, Gyarados does not eat electric type attacks pretty well, being 4 times weak to it. So with that, I'm sitting there trying to wonder what my next play is, because for the next few turns, Marowak can pretty much almost guarantee a one-shot. Unless I have something that's slower than Marowak, which Bronzong was, but Bronzong's fainted. I'll bring over Slowking because, as his name implies, he is pretty slow. But right now I'm debating between Slowking or Wheezing, which one I want to risk. The decision. So we do decide to go Slowking. I believe because that Marowak outsped Bronzong, it has some speed investment, so I'm pretty sure Slowking is slower, which in Trick Room means it's faster. But I'm just doing a quick double check right here to see what Slowking's actual speed is, which it's 50, comparing it to Bronzong 34. We're gonna go ahead and take a chance and hit him with a Scald. I'm debating on either Calm Minding or Scalding, because right now I'm overthinking it right now because I'm not 100% sure if Slowking's slower / faster in Trick Room, but he swaps out anyway, so it's all good. He goes out to Piloswine. Doesn't really eat a Scald all too well. And we also get the burn. So that's a nice little plus. Piloswine can't really do much to Slowking here. Just clicking another pre-scald. If he just has a swap, something else is getting scalded. If not, we take out Piloswine for our second knockout of the game. All right. And Trick Room is now over. Gonna come back out with Marowak. Marowak eats stone, takes some Stone Edge damage. Just to make sure nothing else is on the screen field. So I'm sacking off. I'm gonna sack off Slowking here for a free switch in. Slowking surface purpose. Thank you, Party Hat. And now we're going to try and get Cramorant sweep, because I think Cramorant here just cleans up. Good old Cheeto. We're going to Dynamax here and hit it with a Max Airstream, which it's within range to take it out. We get the +1, which our Cramorant here is only 76 speed EVs invested. And at +1, it outspeeds the rest of his team. So with the Dynamax +1, we can take out the Marowak and outspeed the rest of his team. My original plan was whatever he brings out, probably Max Oozing to get the special attack boost after the Max Airstream to get my +1 speed. Because that +1/+1 Cramorant is a menace to the rest of his team, which most of it should be in range of knockouts anyway. He decides to go out with Escavalier. So we get our Dynamax Cram. And timer states we have 3 minutes left. Our giant mascot. Max Airstream is going to fall just shy of knocking out Escavalier, but that's fine. One more attack, knocks it out, or even if he stays in, Next time he brings out his Cavalier, it's knocked out, so it's done. Go for the Max Geyser, just get up some rain for post Dynamax Surf spam. Look how menacing Cramorant looks Dynamaxed. And timer counts down to 2 minutes left. And so far, right now, if the timer does go off, we do consider a loss, but we know what's happening. He brings out Salamence. Intimidate, that's fine. I have a special Cram anyway. Max Geyser. Doesn't do a whole lot to it, but that's fine. We get the rain up. We're gonna outspeed Salamence anyway. Right now, with +1, like I said, we outspeed everything that he has on his team. So a Max Hailstorm, Salamence does not eat this up at all. So that Salamence is taken care of. And unfortunately that is going to be the end of our Dynamax, so we don't have rain still up, but that's fine. Everything else on his team should be within range of being knocked out by Cramorant, whether Surf or Air Slash. It is choice spec, so whichever one it is, I have to make sure. And he's going to go out to Marowak. Dynamax ends. We're just going to go ahead and click Surf. Get this final knockout before timer ends. Unfortunately, we don't get the full Cramorant sweep, but Cramorant would have cleaned up in the end, so I'm happy with that. Until it takes Stealth Rocks damage. And that's it. That's the game. GG, Alex. Unfortunately, we didn't get the full true Cramorant sweep, but it's fine. Cramorant was able to shine. Thanks for watching.